Hello, everyone. Today we are going to talk about a form of poetry that is ode. The ode is a special kind of lyric. It is dignified, stately, and elaborate than the simple lyric. Like the lyric, it also originated in the ancient Greece. The Greek poet Pindar was the first to write odes, and later on, the form was practiced with certain modifications by the Roman poet Horace. The word ode is simply the Greek word for song. It was used by the Greeks for any kind of lyric verse, for any song sung with the lyre or to the accompaniment of some dance. However, as far as English literature is concerned, the term is now applied to only one particular kind of lyric verse. An English ode may be defined as a lyric poem of elaborate metrical structure, solemn in tone, and usually taking the form of an address, very often to some abstractions or quality. There are some essential features of an ode, and they can be summed up as first, it is in the form of an address, often to some abstraction. It is not written about, but written to. Second, it has lyrical enthusiasm and emotional intensity. It is a spontaneous overflow of the poet's emotions. Third, its theme is dignified and exalted. It has high seriousness. Fourth, its style is equally elevated. It is also sufficiently long to allow for the full development of its dignified theme. Fifth, the development of thought is logical and clear. And the last one is its metrical pattern may be regular or irregular, but it is always elaborate and often complex and intricate. There are two important forms of the ode. First, the Pandoric Ode, and second, the Horatian Ode. Let's talk about the Pandoric Ode first of all. Pindar, the greatest lyric poet of ancient Greece, was the father of Pindaric or Chronic Ode. Pindaric odes were written generally in honor of the gods or to sing the triumphs or victories of rulers or athletes. Hence, they are also known as triumphal odes. A Pindaric ode has a fixed stanza structure or pattern. The number of stanzas may vary, but they are invariably arranged in group of three, each group being called a triad. The first stanza in each triad is called a strophe. It was chanted by the dancing chorus as it proceeded in one direction. The second stanza in each triad is called an antistrophe. It was chanted by the chorus as it returned. And the third stanza in each triad is called an epode. And it is sung when the chorus stands in the middle of the stage. Just as the total number of stanzas in a Pindaric ode uh, they may vary, so also there could be variation in the metrical length of individual lines. Thus, the Pindaric odes has a fixed stanza pattern but enjoys great rhythmical and metrical freedom. After this Pindaric ode comes the Horatian ode. This kind of ode has been named after the Latin poet Horace, who imitated Pindar but with far reaching modifications. The Horatian ode consists of a number of stanzas with a more or less regular metrical structure, but without any divisions into triads of the Pindaric. It may be rhymed or unrhymed. This kind of ode is light and personal, without the elaboration and complexity of the Pindaric. Many of the finest English odes are of this lighter sort. Some notable examples are Collins' To the Simplicity, Ode to Evening, Gray's Eton Ode, and Ode to the West Wind by P.V. Shelley, Wordsworth's Ode to Duty, Shelley's Ode to the West Wind, and John Keats' Ode to the Nightingale. It was in the hands of Keats that the ode attained its highest possible perfection. His odes are the finest fruits of his maturity. They represent Keats as at its best. All the characteristic qualities of his poetry find full and vivid expression in them. As has been well said, Shelley's genius finds perfect expression in the lyrics and Keats' genius in the odes. The six great odes of Keats, the Ode to Psyche, Ode to Melancholy, to Nightingale, to a Grecian Urn, to Indolence, and Ode to Autumn, they have received the highest praise from all critics of John Keats. These odes are a unique phenomenon in English literature. Nothing like them exists before, and in them, Keats may be said to have created a new class of lyric poetry. They are Keats' greatest claim to immortality. So, this is all about this ode. Let's summarize the main points. That ode is a special kind of lyric. It is dignified, it is stately, and it is elaborate than the simple lyric. It is in the form of an address, often to some abstraction. It is it has lyrical enthusiasm and emotional intensity. Theme is exalted and dignified. The development of thought is logical and clear. Its metrical pattern may be regular or irregular. There are two forms. There are two important forms of the ode, the Pindaric and the Horatian. The Pandoric Odes were written in honor of the gods or to sing the triumphs of rulers or athletes. And Pandoric Odes has a fixed stanza pattern, always arranged in the group of three. They are called triode. So first stanza in each triad is called a strophe, the second as antistrophe, and the third as an epode. Horatian ode consists of a number of stanzas with a more or less regular metrical structure, but without any division into triodes of Pindaric. So I think this in this way, the essential information regarding this form of poetry is communicated to you in a clear way. I hope that this will be very useful for you. Thank you for listening me carefully.